So we're Team 9.
I'm Brandon Fontenot.
I'm Jason Van Tine.
I'm Lily Cousins.
I'm Catherine Cuneo.
And I'm Sam Mermelstein. So our product was an electric fan. Its primary function is to cool areas and people. How the fan operates is a cord is plugged into an electrical power source. Electricity runs through the cord into a DC motor, which is pictured at the bottom right. The motor converts the electricity into mechanical energy, moving the 3 fan blades, which have been designed to push air forward at a constant rate. Our fan also consists of a wire cage for protection, a clip for accessibility, adjustable fan speeds, as well as a rotating head for air in any direction.
So the first engineering discipline we looked at was mechanical engineering. This is a very broad discipline of engineering. It relies heavily on physics, and jobs that mechanical engineers might go into would involve prototyping, technical drawings, modeling, processes, and much more. Their role in the fan would first and foremost be design. Mechanical engineers would be responsible for sketching, modeling, and prototyping the fan before it moves into production. This would take into account affordability, how easy it is to produce, and other factors. During this process, they would look at aeroacoustics, which would ensure the fan would be as quiet as possible. Mechanical engineers observe the same phenomenon on a much larger level with jet turbines. And then lastly, they would help in the manufacturing process. They would oversee production, and they would make sure that materials used efficiently, profits are maximized, and that the whole production is sticking to a schedule.
All right, so the second engineering discipline we looked at was electrical engineering. So what they generally do is they will optimize the efficiency of different types of electronics, such as motors that would be used in a fan. They also evaluate the electrical systems, so how it works, what it does, make sure it doesn't overheat or short itself. And then lastly, they're going to confirm that the system actually keeps up with what it says it's going to do. So they pretty much confirm the system's capabilities. Alrighty, and so like contributions, they had to design a specific power cord so that the fan would not short, and the cord also does not fray and end up starting a fire. Also, they had to pick a motor that was efficient for what they needed, for the output they needed. So they don't have a too strong motor that's less efficient than one they could have. So they don't burn too much electricity. And then lastly, they're going to have to be the one that checks to make sure it's actually running as it was intended and it's running in its optimal capacity.
The third engineering discipline we looked at is materials engineering. Materials engineers will determine the best material for a job by looking at the structure of the substance and how it affects its properties. Sometimes they might manufacture a substance to use for a specific job if nothing works well enough. In this product specifically, a materials engineer would have analyzed the conditions the fan would need to withstand, what with the motor going, how conductive the cord needs to be in the cable. And specifically, they would have chosen the plastic, which is likely polypropylene, made sure that it's strong enough and also safe and cost effective.
The last engineering discipline we looked up was aerospace engineering, and an aerospace engineer is one that works mainly with aircraft and other related components to flight or wind speed. And so for this specific fan, an aerospace engineer would be working with the blades of the fan, designing a blade that runs efficiently and smoothly. And so they would run different tests on it to make sure they choose one that works efficiently.
So we identified 4 main stockholders for our product. The first one is the identified market, which is people without air conditioning. They're going to purchase the product, and most of the design features will be designed to fit their needs. The second one is a fan manufacturer. They're going to take the raw materials and they're going to assemble the fan. We have retail stores. They're in charge of distribution of the fan as well as advertising to its potential customers. And lastly, the raw material supplier will supply the manufacturer with the needed materials to produce the fan.